Welcome, everyone. Let's stop this. We don't need that any longer. We just need this feed right here. This is what we need, and this is where we are, and this is what we're going to do. How about all that good stuff? Oh Lord. What are you doing, man?
Dude, this is what happens when you let boomers run the ship.
It's really difficult to find great executives.
You're telling me, lady.
Spirit Consulting helps
Keep talking to me
organizations.
about
Okay.
right. I didn't want him anymore. I was like, we're on a good trajectory here in AEW. We don't need anything else.
Okay.
And
So why did you
change my mind? Because
Yes.
it's CM Punk, dude. Like, he's coming back.
but what
He's gonna be back after 7 years. It seems like he's taking it seriously.
What is
He's
he
gonna
going
be in Chicago.
What is he going to bring to the table? Explain to me what he's
At
going
a
to bring to
bare
the table.
minimum,
Yes.
a litany of incredible promos. I mean, let's just be real about that. And frankly, dude, I just think he's one of those guys. He's not about to, like, there's no way he's gonna come in not prepared for a good match. Like, I think
Against who?
It doesn't matter. Anybody. It sounds like it's gonna be Darby first. And that's probably gonna be insane, dude.
Him against Darby.
Yeah. That's probably gonna be a sick match.
How long are they going to run this?
How long is the match gonna be?
No. How long are they going to run this series? Is it going to be a series?
No, I think it'll just be like a quick bing bang boom. Big star versus up and coming star. I think Punk's gotta go over, right? But it's like Darby's so, like, cemented now, you can't really hurt Darby too bad. A loss doesn't, like, kill Darby, especially if it's to a returning CM Punk. That's not gonna be a big deal. No, I think it'll be a quick one-off type scenario. Or maybe they do something interesting. Maybe Darby turns on Sting and joins Punk or something crazy like that. I don't know. It doesn't, like, it literally, it's like you can almost go any direction at this point.
I'm gonna tell you something. I had a vision of one of them. I don't know why I was thinking it was Sting that was gonna turn on him though. That was gonna turn on Darby.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was looking at it last night. I was like, man, something just don't set right. Something is gonna happen between those two, because a lot of time when you see Sting, he'll do what he gotta do, help him up and stuff like that, look at him, and he'll just walk off and leave him.
Yeah, well, I think that's because Darby's made it clear he wants to stand on his own 2 feet. He's not trying to live in the Stinger's shadow.
How do you not want the help or the assistance from a Sting?
I mean, I think he does. He's with him every week, Raheem. And Sting also has his back, like, plenty.
But does he have Sting's back?
Yeah, I'd say so.
What evidence do you have?
They just haven't, like, I mean, dude, I think it's kind of implicit with their relationship and how it's been working. I'm not saying there's no room for a turn somewhere. I'm just saying, as it stands, like, I'd say they're pretty solid. Like, they kicked the shit out of 2 guys the other night, last night. So
they have a match coming up.
Yeah, against CM Punk.
No. They are the 2 guys. I can't remember the 2 new guys' name. The one that 210. They have
a
match.
Those guys.
Well, they have a match I think Friday night actually. I think it's either gonna be Friday night or on the next Wednesday night.
Cool.
But as a matter of fact, it's gonna be Wednesday night next week. It's gonna be a tag team. Sting's in the ring again.
Dude, he seems to be okay. He's had every match he's been in has been fun and good, and he seems to have been safe. He's taken a couple of gnarly bumps.
Safe.
He's been pretty safe. I mean, I'd say the worst bump he took was the Brian Cage power bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Like other than that, even like the big crossbody he had against Page and Sky, I
Mm-hmm.
felt like Page and Sky are like both notorious Sting fans. Like, I'm pretty sure they were just like, we have to catch him. Like, we will put our lives down for the Stinger right now. And they did. They caught him.
Mm-hmm.
Like perfect. It was like probably way worse of a bump for them than him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he seems okay. Like, it seems like they're using him every once in a while, and that's cool.
I'm gonna do something here real quick because I need to check and make sure. Make sure the sound is coming through. Because
is the sound coming through?
Somebody said they're not hearing it. Whatever they say, they hear it on the Facebook feed. Say it's good on the Facebook feed. I want to make sure that every platform that we're broadcasting on, and we're broadcasting on plenty. And just while he's doing that, let me tell you that the phone lines are open. You can give us a call 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. Good. 508-924-3521. I have to ask you this question, brother.
Hit me.
Are they pushing him too fast?
Who?
Christian Cage.
No, he's been there a while. He's established himself. I don't think it's like.
Has he been there long enough to get a championship match though for the number one title in AEW? He's going for the number one title.
The way they booked him, yeah, and frankly, dude, he's not. This isn't like we're just pushing some random cat. Like, it's Christian Cage.
Mm-hmm.
He's there. He's been putting in the work. He's been getting people over.
WWE do.
Not exactly. And it's also like, look, you know what the biggest difference is? This isn't just like it's not the same because Christian isn't like, it's not like a major cash grab. It's a scalp for Kenny. Mm-hmm. Like that's what everybody needs to realize. And honestly, what's weirding me out is they're gonna have the Impact title match.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, what is happening now? Because now I'm a little confused.
When is the last match? Goldberg wrestled in. When's the last match he wrestled in? How long has it been since Goldberg wrestled?
Drew at the Rumble like a few months ago. Hadn't wrestled since. Yeah.
Now he's coming back. And what's his next match?
Dude, I agree with that, but you're hearkening that to Christian getting it?
Yes.
Christian's on the show every week.
But
Christian's
you got so many people. You got so many people that's been there way before him that should have a title opportunity.
Like who?
Darby.
It's not Darby's time. There's too much.
It's not Christian's time.
That's why he's not going to win the
Darby
title.
Darby was there long before Christian came and wrestled constantly.
But you
every
don't
week.
want to put Kenny over on Darby right now. You don't want to like put Darby in a position where he has to win the title.
I use that as an example.
It's not the same thing.
It is the same thing
because you have these guys
these guys that's been on there every week wrestling, and then you have Christian came down. He may have been there 3 months, if that long. And now he's going for the championship. What about all those people? Come on now. How you just push him to the front of the line?
There like way longer than 3 months.
He hadn't been there a year. He hasn't been there a year.
If not,
how long has Darby been there?
Since about the beginning. But you don't put Darby in this situation where he can't beat the Elite.
Put Jungle Boy.
You don't want to do that. They're literally booking Jungle Boy. They're literally booked a tag title match last night, and I bet you they put Jurassic Express over.
Never.
Absolutely.
Never.
Absolutely. They're gonna do it. Watch.
Look here. We had a bet last week.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was even.
Okay.
Neither do you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, somebody, if you remember what it was, let us know. I
No, it's not the same thing because Goldberg is literally just done for the sake of drawing in money.
Mm-hmm.
Christian, it's more with Christian, it's like he's a seasoned vet, and this is more of a sense of like putting a little more prestige on the title, giving a big name scalp for Kenny, doing a different kind of match in the middle of Kenny's run.
Kazarian, a legend as well.
But
a legend as well. He's been there the whole time.
He's not nearly as big as any of those guys. I'm not nearly as invested in Kaz. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not even close. Like, I don't think anybody really is. I love Frankie Kazarian.
He's a legend, man. He's been wrestling forever.
Strongly agreed, but he doesn't need to be anywhere near the world title. Like nowhere near.
So why is he wrestling? Everybody that wrestles want to be a champion.
Yeah, I guess. But
so
some
why is he
people
wrestling?
are just because that's his profession, Raheem, because he's been doing it for 30 years, because he's been a champion before elsewhere.
Okay, he's been a champion before, so why can't he be a champion now?
Anymore, because it's not his time anymore. It is
Who determines that?
The fans.
Wow.
They do. Look at the way that they book AEW, especially look at the way they book things. They book
so it's
things
based solely on the fans.
Not
the fans
solely, but that's a huge piece of it, man. And I mean, obviously, who draws in the money? Like, I think that's part of it. Like, and I can, to a degree, understand that. But a lot of times, that's why you're listening to the fans, because that's who's drawing in money.
I get them worked up, y'all.
It just don't make any sense, dude.
No, it don't make no sense to you because you want to make your point and you want to live on your point, but your point is ridiculous.
How is my point ridiculous?
You got this guy came in, he's been there 6 months. I give him 6 months. I said 3. I give him 6 months.
Okay.
He's been there 6 months. You have guys, this company has been in existence for about 3 years now, going on a good 3 years. You got guys that's been there from the beginning that has never had a championship, a run or an opportunity to be the champion. They've been there from the beginning. I like to reward loyalty. These guys has been there. They've done everything they have to do. They put in the work. Now this Johnny come lately come along. Yes, okay, you was a champion over there, but that has nothing to do with what we're doing here. What have you done here? You've been here for 6 months, and now you're going for now you have an opportunity.
He's wrestled consistently. He stays on the show.
So you saying all the other guys has?
He's literally helping get
all
over.
The other guys has not. You said
no, I'm not saying that. Stop interrupting me. I just let you ramble on like a geriatric idiot. My thing is just 5 minutes.
You don't want to understand what's really going on. You want to make your point. Your point is not. There's no point that you're making.
You're not making a point. I take it back. You're making a point, but it doesn't. It's not like equatable to what the WWE does. It's not the same thing. It's
well,
not
let's take
the
WWE out of the equation.
Let's take WWE out of the equation. Right now, in this moment, what's going on with the world title? Kenny has it. Kenny's on a major run. This is supposed to be like the big run for Kenny, right? Now, does it make more sense? And also, they gave, just for your information, since you went on that dumbass rant, they did give Jungle Boy a title shot. Jungle Boy got a title shot in a match where he got most of his shit in. He worked 70% of that match was his shit against Kenny. Against Kenny fucking Omega.
That bum.
You're just trying to piss me off, dude. You don't think that. Like, I literally have to tell people, like, he's a two-faced person. Because on here, he shits on AEW, and when he's not, he's just like, oh, man, what a great show. What a great show. That was a great show.
When have you ever heard me say I did not like AEW? When have you ever
You're literally just called Kenny Omega a bum.
That's not AEW. He's just one person.
Kenny Omega is like one of the biggest pieces of AEW. Moxley's amazing. Everybody in AEW is good, Raheem. That's the problem.
Everybody.
Is you can't just push everyone all at once. Everybody's have a turn. Christian makes sense now because we're in this precipice.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does, because we're in this.
It makes sense to you.
Let me finish.
It don't make.
Let me finish, Raheem.
It makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. It is absolutely crazy.
I'm gonna walk out of this fucking room.
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
I'm so ready to leave. Okay, like. It makes sense because the point that we're in is AEW is absolutely like in this point in time where they're getting huge viewership, huge numbers. Not only are we putting young stars in high profile matches, which they do consistently, you can't sit there and say that they don't push their young talent, because that's literally the biggest piece of what they do.
That has nothing to do with
action. We have to get this young talent to a point where they're ready to main event and ready to be the world champion and ready to be a huge star, which is a slow
how can you
build.
Do that? How can you do that when you're bringing all these Johnny Come Latelys in and putting them ahead of the everybody else?
I promise you, Raheem, your impatience will show like your ignorance. Okay.
So basically,
in a year from now, a year, 6 months, 8 months, 2 years, a year and a half, whatever, doesn't matter. AEW does long-term booking. I promise you that in the next 8 months to a year, we're going to get to a point where these guys, the CM Punks, the Daniel Bryants, the Braun Strowmans, the Bray Wyatts, whoever comes in is going to start putting over young talent at some point because AEW builds to the future. They give their young stars high profile matches, high profile situations, high profile storylines. Everything they do has been fantastic. Yeah, just about, dude. I mean, there's definitely
you went from everything to just about. Now, which one are you standing on?
I will stand on just about. Every wrestling company can't be perfect all the time, but they have done. They literally are saving wrestling. Like that is what is bothering me with you and everybody else.
So you're telling me AEW is saving wrestling?
Dude, they literally have built up other promotions as a byproduct of them becoming this major thing. Like, I don't understand why people don't see that. You don't even have to like any of that other stuff, but you have to admit that this has been a boom period for wrestling. It's growing and growing and growing.
What did WWE have to do with that?
Nothing at this point. Honest to God, like nothing at this point. Like they were like wrestling became stale because of them.
Don't stutter now. Make your point. Stop stuttering.
Wrestling has become stale because of them. Okay.
Don't be stuttering now. That might don't pick up stuttering.
I'm pretty close to leaving, Rain. You should probably chill the fuck out.
No, never. I got you where I want you. At right now.
Well,
you're good.
For you.
I told y'all what I tell you I was gonna do when the show started.
You fucking said some dumb shit like that.
Yes, I did, and I got you right where I want you. It worked. Listen, the phone lines are open. Give us a call. He's angry right now, y'all. He's angry. It's okay though. It's teamwork. You know, that's my brother. Yeah, it is. You know, you can get angry. It's okay. It's okay to get angry. It's all right. But while you're angry, I want you to answer this question for me. Was the Fiend a failure, or did WWE say what?
Yes, the Fiend became.
Hold on. Okay. Let me ask the question: was the Fiend a failure, or did WWE drop the ball with him?
Oh, I understand. The WWE dropped the ball with him. The Fiend was a kick-ass character. It was very, very creative and innovative. It was multi-layered.
It was.
It somehow it reached out to kids too, and that was cool.
I don't understand how that happened though, because he's supposed to be.
He was one of the top merch sellers there, though.
Yeah, he was.
So yeah, I mean, they definitely dropped the ball and just poor booking. I mean, I say it every week. Like those guys just don't know how to book. They're just gonna keep booking shit into oblivion until Vince is dead.
Until Vince is dead. Why
or
you
they
kill
sell
the
the company?
Why you want to kill the man off?
I don't want to kill him. He's just gonna die. Everybody dies.
How did what's her name? What is her name? I can't remember her name right now. The young girl. How did she benefit from Bray Wyatt?
She doesn't. People hate that. They like Alexa Bliss and the gimmick. It's weird because the WWE's fans will like boo and cheer someone. They'll like cheer them but boo their gimmick.
That's like what's the short girl name that's going for the title, the NWA title?
Layla Hirsch.
Yeah. That is it like her?
Not her.
Not her. The superhero. The WWE champion, the female champion. Yeah.
The Raw Women's Champion, Nikki ASH.
Yeah.
Not ASH, ASH. Because you don't want you to be confused and think that it's Ash. I don't know. Why you
don't like her character? It's going over. You know, people are reacting.
No, that's literally exactly the same scenario I just described. Every time she comes out, they cheer.
Yes,
and when she references her character, they boo.
Yeah, and that's why I said that, because there was a perfect example of what you was talking about.
Because she's a good wrestler with a stupid gimmick. Like,
you think she's a good wrestler?
Yeah, Nikki Ash is fine. Like
Should she be champion?
No. Like, no. I mean, maybe. But not like that. You know, it's stupid. It's literally for children. They have outright said that it's for children, which is fine. But I don't think that's like that should be your main event. It's just like this is like Saturday morning cartoon wrestling. It's not, you know.
Do you think that she'll make it out of this pay-per-view as the champion? In the fatal it's a three-way match.
I doubt it.
Who you think will walk away with it?
Probably Charlotte.
Again?
Yeah. Who cares though? Same old. Nothing new. No new matchups. You know, like same old. That's just what they do. They just do the same crap every single week.
Baron Corbin. His character that he's playing right now.
It's pretty funny. I have to admit. It's pretty hilarious.
Man, look at that man fell on hard times, bro.
It's funny. Like he's playing it up so hard. How much do you need? $100,000. This shit's funny.
What else is going on? We got What is Moxley doing now? I didn't. Is he still? I know he's still on with the company, but who is he against?
He's wrestling. Whoever the New Japan guy is, it Hiroshi Tanahashi maybe is challenging Lance Archer for the IWGP US title. He literally was on last night saying he was trying to wrestle him, but he wouldn't show up when he had the title, and he's like, but as soon as he lost it, he was like down. And
all of a sudden he's there.
Yeah. So Moxley's there. I think Moxley's just like taking
a break because the guy he hates.
I don't know. I mean, he's been on the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He's been pretty consistent, dude.
Now, do you think on the Rampage Friday night, it's going to be Cage against Omega for the Impact Heavyweight Champion?
Yeah.
What do you think is gonna happen to that?
I honestly have no idea. I just like genuinely, and I think in a way that means it's well booked. But I also just don't I just don't know. I couldn't tell you, man. There's a lot of options, right?
Yes,
There's plenty of options. Kenny just goes over. He injures, Christian. Maybe Hangman steps in at All Out for the title shot. That's a thought I heard. Maybe Christian wins the Impact title and starts spending some time on Impact because he's been an Impact. Not an Impact. He was in a TNA World Champion several times.
Right before they beat him out the company.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and so I just think like there's a litany of things you can do with Christian Cage and Kenny Omega. I don't know how I feel about if you're just gonna have two matches, how that would work, other than maybe Christian wins the Impact title and then loses the AEW.
Match, and that's what I was thinking to separate them because he's had all those titles. I think that's too long. They're milking it. They're milking it now.
A little bit.
They're milking
a little bit. They got to start. They probably do need to start taking some of the belts off of them. At some point, you got to do it. Like you have to figure out how you're going to do it.
Yeah.
The only thing I regret is you couldn't get him the NWA title. That's the only thing I regret.
And it have to, the way that they do it, man, it have to make sense.
Yeah,
it have to make sense. And so, and if it doesn't,
this kind of makes sense. Like it's not like the most intriguing way for it to all go down, but it's like Christian has a relationship with that company already. Tony and they had Buddy on the broadcast last night, and dude, I wore my Dark Order shirt just in solidarity because I was sad. I thought they were going to win the Impact titles. I really did.
Broke your heart.
It did. I was sad, but I was like, good match nonetheless. Stu Grayson's amazing.
Oh baby,
Stu Grayson is amazing. That guy is a freak, dude. Like they're good, man. They're a good tag team. People sleep on them, and I just think that the Dark Orders, like Uno and Grayson, anyway, and Silver and what's his name, Alex Reynolds. Like they're an amazing tag team as well. Stack division.
Where are they going?
That's a good question. I don't know because we have a little separation from Hangman now. I don't know. That's a good question. Okay. I couldn't couldn't really say.
Now our phone lines are open 508-924-3521. That again 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd like to hear from you and hear your input. Now, got another question for you. What is it? DMD. Yeah. Is she as big a star as they're making her out to be right now?
So let's just hypothetically say the answer is no.
Okay.
I think that at first that was the case. And now she is. Because so she just gets massive pops everywhere she goes. They cannot make her a straight up like heel because they just the fans won't have it. They just won't have it. They want Britt Baker to be the champ, and even if she is like kind of an asshole, they're okay with it.
And she is that.
Yeah, she's kind of mean. But last night, that's the biggest pop I've seen for just about anybody in AEW, dude. Like that was a massive pop Britt looks like she looks like
insulted
a huge
my
star.
Steelers. She insulted my Steelers for a second there.
Yeah, but it was like they kind of suck now. They're on that, like, they gotta.
I'm about to put him out of that seat. He's talking about my Steelers. Now, certain things
dude.
You don't do. Now
the
he's talking about my
Falcons
Steelers.
too,
I will
dude.
put him out that seat.
The Steelers suck. The Falcons suck. Like, they suck, dude. You're just living in an Atlanta world now where your teams all suck.
See, I'm gonna turn his mic down and kick him out. He have to go. He's talking about them Steelers. He have to go. No, that's talking about the best team in the league. But anyway, this match that they have, we spoke a little bit about it earlier before the broadcast came on. Whether or not, and I know your stance on it, but whether or not it should be the main event. Whether it should be the main event. DMD and the young lady. I don't think it should be the I don't think it should be the main event. I understand that they're doing the push, and I understand why. But when you have the opening match, man, I think, and I told you this earlier, should be the main event. How do you have a match like that and not have the headline the show?
Because you're making a statement that Friday night is for the gals. Like, that seems to be the big thing, is like, Rampage is going to be more centered around the women and their storylines. And I don't think that that's solely going to be it, but it's definitely, that's the statement you're making. And whether that's like, that's one of those things that it's like, is that the best like business move? Like, maybe not, but it doesn't really matter, because you're making a statement right there. You're trusting that Britt Baker, like, defending her title against Red Velvet in her hometown is gonna be a big enough thing. It's kind of like what you were just saying, like the fake it till you make it thing. Like, at a certain point, like, you gotta cut these guys loose and let them try to be stars. And they're doing that with Britt in spades. They're letting her go out there. And now I do think she is a huge star. I think she's one of the biggest female stars in the sport,
Wow.
She's one of the biggest women in the sport right now.
In wrestling?
Yeah, I think in wrestling, period. I mean, you got your Charlottes, your Rheas, like your Biancas. And I don't know if she's as big as them, but she's definitely up there. Like, people know who she is now.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. And I've been saying this for a couple of weeks. And honestly speaking, I hope it don't, because she would bring so much negativity. But when Blanchard, if Blanchard come to AEW,
let's go.
She's going to totally take over AEW, man.
I think that wouldn't be a bad thing. Her and Britt. I think she'll, that'd be good for her and Britt to have anything going on. Thunder Rosa's there full time now.
You don't think that if she were to come, a lot of the superstars that they're pushing right now would be stagnated right there where they are?
I think it just depends on who and what your kind of story you're trying to tell, because they do a good job of people losing and not just being buried. It's like, dude, everybody has something to do. It's not, and when the fact that like they have such a huge roster, it gives you every couple weeks they can rotate in something else and kind of give you a piece of another storyline or a match that you didn't even know was possible, So I think that there's so many things you could do. You need the talent. I think as long as Tessa plays ball and it doesn't cause dissension in the locker room, which it could.
It will.
And Pop probably will, but maybe not. Who knows? Point is, she's a big star, and she'll shoot like her versus Britt. That'd be amazing. Her versus Thunder Rosa. That'd be amazing. Her versus, we need to get Jade Cargill in there some more. I don't know I think she's going to be on Rampage a lot.
She is.
Like, I think she's going to be a centerpiece of Rampage. They're going to build to her. But they have some big stars, and dude, it's all off their own back. Like, the women especially, like, they've really built up some of them to the point where like they seem like big stars now.
Do you think and to your point, I also think that Rampage is going to push the women a lot. I think it is. But do you have enough talent there to push a whole show in the women's division? If they just say this is going to be our ladies, do you have enough talent in that?
How many people do you think you need?
I think you need pretty much the same give or take one or two that you have in WWE, in SmackDown version or Raw. I think
SmackDown has 10 active women on their roster.
That's enough.
Okay. Let's run through this.
Okay.
Britt,
mm-hmm.
Thunder Rosa,
mm-hmm.
Nyla Rose.
Let's talk about the ones that's totally active all the time.
Well, no, because we're going to throw in, because we just said Jade Cargill is probably going to be, so we're going to make a couple of assumptions here.
Okay, go ahead.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Jade, let's go ahead and throw in Jade Cargill, assuming she becomes a president. Red Velvet, Layla Hirsch, Ty Conti, who's going to be one of the top dogs there. Who was the NW? Serena Deeb. I know there's two. I'm just thinking, dude, Shida, and Hikaru Shida and Riho. There's 10 right there.
Now, if you were producing this show,
and I know I missed some too. So
okay, now you're producing this show. Would you be comfortable with the 10 names that you just called out? Would you be comfortable with running a show, an entire show, hour, 2 hour, whatever the case? Because I don't know whether Rampage can be an hour or 2 hours. What's
hour.
Okay. Would you be comfortable with just those names and running your whole show with just those names?
Booking the right way, I think, yeah. I think everybody I just listed is either a very competent wrestler, in-ring worker, a good character, or is somebody who has shown some promise and can be built up. And that's how you build people up. You give them a chance. You let them sink or swim.
I wouldn't be comfortable with just those and it wasn't 10, but right there at 10, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. I would have to have somebody else, some more people.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't think it's only going to be the women, and you have plenty of other
my thing was,
people to come wrestle too.
No, but my question to you is, would you be comfortable with if Rampage was going to be your women's division, your women's show? Would you be comfortable with those names that you call running the show?
I think those are 10. I just said and explained why.
Yeah. I wouldn't. That's the way you feel. That's
totally. I totally think that's a super talented roster, and all people for the most part who have been built pretty properly, like who have had good runs. Most of the women's title runs have been pretty solid.
How great is Charlotte?
Dude, I mean, Charlotte's pretty great, but she's not I think she's a little on the overrated side. I think that that could have something to do with booking too.
If she came to AEW right now, how long do you think it would be before she become the women's champion?
It'd be a month at most.
That's what I'm saying.
She's a huge star, and you're right. Sometimes people would do that, but it would also be cool if she won it and got and then lost it, to a Britt Baker, to a Nyla Rose, to a Shida. That ends up being,
How long would it take Rhea to become the champion in AEW right now?
Rhea?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Rhea Ripley.
Oh, Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
I think it'd be a little longer for her. They'd probably throw her in the mix.
Wow.
A little bit. She's not as big of a star as Charlotte, man. I mean, she's a pretty big star, but Charlotte,
what is she, 24 years old? And look
at
what she is.
Oh, dude, she is a star.
Yes.
I'm just saying, compared, if Charlotte came in, they're putting the title right on her. If Rhea came in, they probably honestly would tell a cool story with Rhea and let her fight her way to it a little more. Where Charlotte pulled the strings, you could kind of fit that into her character.
Charlotte will walk in the champion.
I mean, no doubts. But again, it would probably be to get someone over. And as long as we didn't do the same match 8 times, I think it'd be fine. And that's yes, Charlotte versus Rhea is a good match.
Yes,
but it's become not a good match as a byproduct of it being done again and again and again.
Now, how long would it take? What is her name? I love her too, man.
Sasha Banks.
No, not Sasha. That's my girl. That's my girlfriend. Don't tell my wife. Okay. Don't tell my wife. Okay. It's a little side thing. But what is her name, man? The Oriental young lady. She always come out and doing all this. What's her name? Man?
Oh, I don't know. I'm blanking.
Yeah, me too. But I think she would be the champion in about a month.
She could be. She's a pretty big star too.
The one that Rhea Ripley beat.
Yes.
For the championship. I can't think of her name, and it won't come to me. But I think that if she went over there with her character and everything, that she would be the champion in about a month.
Yeah.
in about a
I
month's
mean,
time.
it's possible. She's a fairly big star.
And that's why
They
and
do
that's my
like their
point.
Japanese Joshis in AEW. So.
And see, and that's my point right there. And that's why I was saying I wouldn't be comfortable, because though you do have some superstars in AEW in the ladies division, you don't have anybody at that level of the competition that's in WWE. Your Charlotte Flairs, your Rhea Ripley's, your Sasha Banks. Man, there's so many different names that's up there in the women's division that just superstars. I don't think you have. Britt is getting there, but I don't think you really have anybody right now in AEW, the women's division. And we said this about a month ago.
Yeah,
it needs to grow. It
is. I think it is. I think it's getting better, and you got to build off what you got, and they're doing that. That's and coming full circle. That's why Britt Baker's the main event on the first episode of Rampage with in her hometown. You know, that's why they're putting that weight on her shoulders. You know?
I can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be amazing. And then the next week we're probably gonna see CM Punk, and that's what's really cool.
Let's talk history for a second. This is our history moment on Table, Ladders, and Talk. I need to know from you, from your your expertise in wrestling and watching it as long as you've been watching it, what impact this guy, he's gone home to glory, but what impact did Eddie Guerrero have on wrestling?
I mean, I think he was a dude that put luchadors at the forefront. You know, strong family name. Now we all know that. I think he's not. I think he's the reason mainstream fans know the Guerrero family name. You know, not that Chavo wasn't a big star, not that his family wasn't big stars in Mexico or elsewhere in territories, but
Hector and all them guys.
Yeah, all those cats. Anybody with the last name Guerrero, in the biz, like I just think that that he kind of brought that to the mainstream audience and was just, I mean, man, what a character. Lying, cheating, and stealing.
Yes,
like, what a character. The guy just was over like Rover. He was in one of the weirdest storylines ever where he almost, which is funny because he almost won Dominic Mysterio in a match. And now Dominic Mysterio's in the mix. So it's kind of hilarious. Funny how things work out.
It's amazing how I see people still today, and I don't know how long Eddie Guerrero has been gone, but they're still paying homage to him in so many different ways. So many different wrestlers.
He's a huge influence and a huge impact on the biz.
Impact, no pun intended.
Yeah. What favorite? Okay, here's a favorite Guerrero match.
Okay.
I was asking you.
Oh wow. There's so many, man. I'm trying to think which one I like the best. I have to get back to you on that one, man.
So it's either one. That's the wrong answer because there's only two answers.
Oh, see now you speak for me, but go ahead.
Yeah. So the first one is when he won the undisputed title from Brock Lesnar. No Way Out, 2004. Dude, what a match! Just like total blood fest. Like it's such a good match. It's such a great match. No, because it just didn't. There was just so much. In the build up to that, Brock was just being a total prick, piece of garbage,
like
human being. Yeah, and it just
like he is.
It's just funny, like
being himself.
And yeah, we ended up getting this great blood-soaked classic match, and it was super fun.
What's number 2?
WrestleMania 20, Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero. It's a great match. It's an awesome match. World title, Eddie retains.
Lie, cheating, steal. Well, we cheated out of the opportunity. The hurt business.
Yes.
Against
yes.
Now you
were cheated. You said hurt business and cheated. The answer is yes. We were cheated.
I would have loved to have seen the hurt business go 3-on-3 match against Roman Reigns and his cousins. That would have been, man, that would have been amazing.
I wouldn't have been mad at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you just that's what happens when you like nice things and you watch WWE.
If they could have they could have ran with that for a good 6 months.
Probably.
Yeah. Just those two against each other. And the titles could have just sent them back and forth. Yeah, send them back and forth. You know, you win. I cheat, you cheat, we cheat, they cheat, everybody cheat. But let's switch the titles.
Yeah, well,
that would have been amazing just to see that, man.
Instead you're getting Goldberg, so enjoy, have fun. I'm not. I don't know. I'll probably watch SummerSlam. I can't. It's weird. I can't. It's like SummerSlam and like Money in the Bank.
This
Rumble.
weekend, right? Is it this weekend or next weekend?
Next weekend, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that stuff, man. I can't. I have to watch them. I'm just like, I gotta see what happens. Glad I watched Money in the Bank. Like, you know, it was fun. The Cena pop was fun. Didn't make any sense, but you know, he's there. And I don't dislike John Cena like a lot of people do. I think John Cena's okay. I think he had a lot of lulls in his career. But he had some great title runs.
If there was a point where you had to pick or select, rather, you dislike John Cena, and which one was higher, or Roman Reigns?
Oh, Roman Reigns. I dislike Roman Reigns' character much more.
Even now?
No, not now. I like his character now.
He said it.
I do like his character. I've said it like multiple weeks now. I do. Dude, you know why? Because they're letting me not like him. And I'm like, now I kind of like it. You know, I'm just like, you gave me what I wanted. That's great. Like, you know, I just didn't want him shoved down my throat. But I do. And it's just like you said about the Kenny thing. And I kind of feel the same way about the Roman thing. It's like, okay, now what? Like, this has been good. Like, maybe it's time for something different. And is it putting the belt on Cena? Because, like, does that make, you know, a ton of sense? Like, it just does it. Is that what you're gonna do?
That's almost as insulting as putting the belt on Goldberg.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that. Goldberg's there to get Lashley over. Yeah,
it'll be a good match if Goldberg could last.
It'll be 5 minutes tops. I mean, it'll probably be like a 2-minute match. The entrances will be longer than the match itself.
Wow. And he walk away paid.
Yeah,
another payday.
Yeah. Cool.
What is
That's the difference, by the way, between the Kenny Christian thing. Kenny and fucking Christian are about to put on like a 20-minute classic, 15-minute classic. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be very good.
How are you going to give Christian another gear then? He need another gear, man.
I think Kenny will put him a little bit. I think Kenny will pick up the pace on him.
You have to.
Yeah, he's gonna. It's gonna be good.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna look at it. So let me ask you this question. Because I know how you stand, and we're not gonna be biased with this answer.
Okay.
We're not going to be. What is the atmosphere of wrestling today?
I think we're in the middle of this boom period. I think it's hard to see because we're in it, but this will be a fondly looked back upon time. I think especially because it got taken away from us. Lord helping, like, we won't get it taken away again, but it's just like that. This is, you know, we're back now. Like, we came back to wrestling and like have fans again. And not only is it easier for good wrestlers to go places to wrestle other than just the WWE, whether you want to call that the big leagues or not, that this is the best time for workers, for fans. It's the best time for fans, especially because like the Forbidden Door's open. I mean, it's wide open. You know, there's no more like boundaries or lines. Every major company is like working together now to get each other over, you know.
Let me ask you this. How can the two big wheels, and I'm calling it AEW and WWE two big wheels, how can they complement each other?
They can't. They're diametrically opposed. I just don't think that. I don't want it. I'm just like, keep it, you know, let everybody else work together except for Vince. It's fine. It's fine. I don't think it'll ever happen either.
I don't think so either. But if for whatever reason it did, how would that, us as fans, people that like to watch wrestling, what would that do if you had a moment, 1 month, AEW, WWE were gonna come together, interchange, have this champion against that champion, or whatever the case? How would that please us? Who would you want to see?
like
wrestle against each other.
If I can dream match.
Yes, if you can dream match, absolutely.
If I can fantasy book this,
absolutely.
I would, just for my own sick satisfaction, I'd have Kenny Omega go over on Roman Reigns. That'd be the first and foremost thing I do.
Is that because you love Kenny so much, or you hate? Or
it is
because
a solid combination of both. It is a healthy dose of both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really hate Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't hate Joseph Anoa'i, the
mm-hmm.
person. I do not like Roman Reigns though.
Mm-hmm.
I would do Kevin Owens versus Darby Allin in a last man standing. No.
Wow. Hangman?
No, Darby. It's still Darby.
Mm-hmm.
In like Falls Count Anywhere. That's what I do. Their match. That's what their match would be, because it'd be dope.
I don't know why I was thinking Indian strap match.
Indian strap match?
Yeah, we had to touch all four.
Oh, it's not Indian strap match. What's it called? I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Darby, Kevin Owens. That sounds fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would do.
Who would you put your buddy against?
Who's my buddy?
Bro.
Riddle?
Yes.
Ooh. Who would he just have like a killer match with in AEW?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, so what I'm really thinking is, if I'm gonna fantasy book something, like, who do I put with MJF? Because what I want is to pick somebody that I don't like and just be like, MJF's gonna absolutely shit on this person just until he can't anymore.
Randy?
Yeah, that would be kind of great. I would just like for MJF to totally talk shit to Randy Orton. But Randy doesn't do the job for MJF, unfortunately.
He won't do it.
He doesn't. Yeah.
No. Because he's I'm a second generation superstar. How you gonna have this guy coming here and I'm a second generation?
MJF's so good though.
Yeah, he's okay. He's gonna lose against Jericho.
I don't know.
It's the last chapter.
I don't know. I think he's gonna win.
I think
it makes more sense for him to win. Let him win, dude.
What did you think about the match last night?
It was all right. It was good. I think I thought it was good. It wasn't like the best match ever, but it was well booked in there. So it's kind of like, it's a little give and take there. So I just think, like, you kept Wardlow strong. You made Wardlow look like a monster. And, he took a bat to the head and a Judas effect to take him out. So that's always, that's always good look, I guess, keep you strong. But other than that, okay match. I feel like a little bit of this has fallen, because like the Juventud match was a little clunky. But it's Juvi and Jericho. It was fun, and it kind of picked up. The finish was brilliant.
Yes,
loved the Judas effect from the top. Little bummed that Wardlow was the fourth labor. Kind of was hoping that we were gonna get another surprise, but I kind of saw like Wardlow coming at some point.
Yeah, he had to. He had to be a part of it.
And then, I mean, I also thought that MJF was like, there was a fifth labor and then MJF, but I guess that's not what we're doing. People were kind of confused about that. I don't think they made that clear enough, but whatever, semantics. I think that I think that it'll end up being a good match. I think MJF goes over because it's gonna be.
Wow.
Because it's like
hold on now. You should no. You just said that Jericho have to win. It makes more sense if Jericho wins.
No, I was saying MJF.
Really?
Yeah, I said that at the beginning.
Okay.
I said MJF. I said I think MJF goes over. If I said Jericho, I meant MJF.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think I said MJF. But either way, I think it's MJF for sure.
Jericho is going to be on the broadcast team.
4 people's too many, just for the record. Probably. Could be wrong. Probably going to be too many.
Jericho is on the broadcast team for Rampage. He's on the broadcast team, which is amazing. It's an amazing team. It really is. But what does that say about him moving forward in the ring?
That's going to be his bag, dude. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think it's like Cody kind of made a statement last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the boot and all that. He's half in, and I said that, and then Aleister Black said that last
Mm-hmm.
night. I just want to point out Malachi Black, excuse
Yeah.
me. And so I really honestly think that a lot of these guys are going to start stepping aside to make room for, dudes. And then we have big names coming in, and that's kind of a big deal. And look, man, my whole thing is we don't even know a CM Punk. Like, I mean, we do. He was in Ring of Honor and he, worked the indies, and same with DB, but we don't know them as megastars being able to completely do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have to sit back and be like, okay, what are they going to do with these guys? They're probably just going to let them rip and run, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's
one
of
the things good. I like, one of the things that I really, and truth of the matter, and I like AEW, I do. But one of the things I like about it is, and you said it earlier, how they get the younger guys and they give the young guys an opportunity. And they put them in the forefront.
Yeah.
Go out there and show the world what you can do. And while you're showing the world what you can do, you're actually helping our brand to move forward.
Yeah.
And so it's a hand in hand, man. It's a win-win.
And that's why I'm trying to say, like, I just feel like when you can't push everybody all at once, which they do have this thing about pushing a lot of people at one time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you have to do a Christian Cage for the title while he's hot and while you're trying to build something, because we don't know what they're doing yet.
What happens when he loses? Because he's not gonna win the title.
I think he's gonna be put into a program with somebody else, and he's gonna start putting people over. Mm-hmm. I think that's what comes next for Christian, because he hasn't lost yet. And I think he starts, after this, he starts putting some dudes over. I think he's going to wrestle Jungle Boy at some point.
That's exactly what I was about to go.
We talked about that. They kind of, they planted the seed for that. So maybe it's Jungle Boy. And I think he's got to put Jungle Boy over. Jungle Boy's a huge star. Going to be a huge star, I should say. But yeah, just, you got to be patient with AEW, man. You got to be patient. They just, they long-term book stuff.
What about your, best man? What about your best man?
Killing it.
Really?
Yeah, dude. God's favorite champion.
Every time we talk about him, and I remember when it first came across, you say, "Man, I don't like that, man. I don't like that."
No, I didn't. I definitely didn't. I just I just thought it was like a weird kind of like out of left, but he like developed it. Again, an example of being patient with AEW, like. Just being ready for AEW and giving them room to work, because they do that. They do that every week. They slowly let stuff breathe, and eventually you get a huge payoff at some point.
Let me ask the question. Rampage is this Friday.
Yeah.
10:00 on TNT.
Yep.
Are you anticipating a bigger rival?
No, it's not happening this Friday.
You don't think nobody on the grand show, the first show? Yeah, there will be a perfect place to do it.
They might do it with DB because they're not sure about the Arthur Ashe show now. So maybe.
I mean, that would be.
But they're definitely going to be next week in Chicago.
You think so?
Yeah.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's next week. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
My thing is, if it was me, it's a brand new show. We want to knock it off and knock it out the park. I would bring somebody in, even if it's not one of those two, but bring somebody in that hadn't been there before. Introduce them on that particular broadcast. It will make so much sense to me to do it that way.
They might. They might pull some big boy shit. Maybe it's Braun. Maybe it's Bray. I don't know what Bray's no compete looks like. I think is it like if you're cut though. I feel like if you're cut, you don't have to do it. I think it's just if you ask for a release, you have to deal with it. I don't know how. Maybe I'm probably totally wrong.
I really, honestly speaking, don't want Braun there at all.
I don't either, really, man. I think it'd be okay, but there's not really any room for him now. Like, you don't need him like dwarfing everybody either. Like, you don't want to he's not a guy you go straight to the title, not in a work rate company.
Only thing, I'm gonna tell you what I would do with him. If he came, I would have him doing pretty much like They have your boy doing as a bodyguard type situation.
Wardlow's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that might work.
Yeah.
He could be somebody's muscle for
Mhm,
sure.
mhm.
I kind of thought that too, but it's like there's plenty other places to go, man.
You can't. Yeah, I'm not gonna say you can't. I don't know if it'll be a good idea to put him with Dark Order because of the history that they have.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well do Bray when he shows up.
It would make
Bray,
more
like
sense.
Mark words, Bray Wyatt is going to show up. William Rotunda probably some Wyndham Rotunda, excuse me, or probably some incarnation of him that we don't even know. Like, yeah, dude, he's looking like he's in hella good shape. Like, dude, he's gonna come in and absolutely just light like the wrestling world on fire. In AEW, he is. I think so. I think he's going to come in with some really crazy creative idea, which he doesn't seem to be short of. I mean, the fact that he just like he's got a Matt Hardy type thing going on where he just will change his gimmick and it just works when he does it. You know, people are just like, smart. Oh yeah, smart, clever guy. So that's going to happen, and it's going to bite Vince in the ass.
Well, much like Malachi right now, you know, and they're still, I think they're still building him to some point.
He's got a long way to go, but he's gonna be there.
But he's gonna be one of the people, man, that Vince is gonna be like, man, I wish. Why did we let him go? Why did we look at what he's doing? We dropped the ball on him. We dropped the ball, and that's what it is. There's a lot of guys, man, that Vince has dropped the ball. Not just Vince, but WWE. I just see WWE has really dropped the ball on, man. Did not use them right. Did not use them right at all. And now they have a new opportunity. That's one of the things I appreciate about AEW. They're giving them a new opportunity to come out there and they're getting, and from what I understand, they're giving them some creative control over the characters.
Yeah, they it sounds like they have pretty much full control as long as it sounds like things have to be run by Tony.
Yeah.
But it also seems like even if Tony's not all the way in on something, he seems to let it have some room to breathe and see if it works first, you know? And so I think that's the biggest part of it is like, he's not just like, I'm in control. This is mine. You know, he obviously is still like, seems like a firm businessman and leader, but I don't think he's, you know, I think he's letting people who have been in the business and who knows how the business works, and more so who knows how fans work. Like I was just thinking about this last night. I was trying to explain this to Sandy. Do you think that there's any more successful independent wrestlers ever than the Bucks?
No.
Like without being on a major company. I mean, you know, they were in Ring of Honor, they were in New Japan, and that's kind of what blew them up. But they were already like, you know what I mean? They were kind of just like guns for hire, and they did it like the old school days. They worked their way up. They're smart, so they sold hella merch, you know. And look at where they're at now. So I think that's very like indicative of the way the company runs and why it's so fan servicey a lot of the times, you know, and that's a good thing. Like you should be servicing your fans. You should be mostly giving them what they want and not quite giving them what they want all the time. Like we all want Hangman to be the champ so bad, Raheem. But they won't give it to us.
I was and I was going to ask you, character wise, which one is it in AEW right now that like the Miz that people just hate? Who is the Miz type character in AEW?
I don't know like if there really is one. Miz had like go away for a while, but Miz ended up being like a good professional wrestler. Like we all dogged him, and like he ended up doing his thing. I saw him headline WrestleMania in Atlanta. Like I was there, and it was terrible, but I was there. Like
it was terrible.
Dude, have you ever watched that shit? It's awful. John Cena and The Miz with The Rock as the referee. Like it was all about it was literally just to set up for Rock and Cena. I don't know if there's anybody like that, dude. I don't hate anyone's character in AEW. I don't think there's anybody's character. I'm not just like, that cat's got something going on. I think you have like an Orange Cassidy who's very polarizing. You either love him or you hate him, right? There's not really like middle ground. Like nobody like doesn't care about Cassidy. Like they either really dislike him or they really love him. I'm on the love side, just for the record. I love Orange.
You don't have to tell me. I already know, bro.
Like, so I don't think there's anybody who I'm just like, I don't like their character. Chris Statlander's kind of weird. Like, that's kind of strange gimmick, but like they're making it work. You know, they're making it work. She's with the best friend. She's great in the ring. So like, I don't know. It's tough to say.
She won last night.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
she beat freaking Nyla Rose, who was like their monster in the women's division. So. And
Vicky Guerrero, she was out there doing her regular scream.
Oh, she's so great. I'm so glad Vicky's around. Dude, when she just screamed at Kaz, like I was just like, this is just wonderful. This is hilarious. That woman is a saint.
And I don't want you to think that I forget. I did not forget. I did not forget to do my Sting rant today. I just say I'll let you slide for a week.
Oh, so kind.
I said I'll let you slide for a week.
You're so kind.
And one of the things about it, I got you so worked up earlier, man.
Yeah, you sure did.
I did. I got you worked up, man.
I sure did.
I have a way of doing that. You know, I told you though. I warned you. I said, man, I'm gonna piss you off today, man.
Yeah, even though I was like, hey, don't do that. You still did.
I did it anyway. I did it. I told you. I told you I was gonna. I said, look here, I'm gonna keep poking you. I'm gonna keep poking you. And you'll get there. You'll get. And you did.
Sure did.
Say goodbye to everybody, brother.
Deuces.
Oh wow.
Tables, ladders, and talk. Nice seeing ya. Tables, ladders, and socks. We talked about socks and good socks.
And what I want you all to do is do me a favor. Do him a favor. If you like this guy, do him a favor too. Share the Share the broadcast.
Me?
Go to YouTube. How you do? Subscribe, like, hit the little bell signal. So every time we come live, you'll be able to see it. Subscribe, like, hit that bell. Subscribe, like, hit that bell. That's all I want you to do. Real simple. In that order. What I tell them to do.
Like, share, subscribe.
In that order.
Go ahead, smash that like button, bro. Hit that subscribe. Yeah, go ahead.
All that, and all that in a bag of chips. We're going to get out of here, man. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I'm trying to find my little exit music here. We got to do this here because let me pull this up. I'm going to share it right there. Then I'm going to go back here. 3 or 4 things I got to do. Y'all bear with me, man. I'm trying to get this thing together. Okay, good. There we go. Now, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. I really appreciate it. It is now 1:02, so we're over time. It's been great having you with us, and come back every week. We're here every week, every Thursday from 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock. Every Thursday from 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock. I don't know if he's coming back next week. I don't know if he's coming back. He might not be back next week. I might be sitting here by myself.
Yeah.
I might have to get Sting or somebody to come and do the show with me next week. What y'all think about that? Sting, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, one of them Steiner boys.
One of the Steiners.
Yeah, get them to come and do the show with us. But anyway, it's time for us to get out of here, man. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank you all for joining us. More than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and Table Ladders and Cheers. Table Ladders and Talk.
There you go.
Yeah, Table Ladders and Talk for being a part of your day. It is now 1:03. You're about to exit Table Ladders and Talk. But before you go, I want you to do me 2 favors, if you will. 1, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number 2, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we share some of this information, some of this great information from Table Ladders and Talk. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and share it with somebody else. And make sure you watch all the broadcasts from WWE all the way down to AEW, Impact. People saying Impact is not as good as it used to be, man. Impact and all of them. Make sure you watch them, support them, and come back and talk to us about them. If you have any questions, we'll take care of that question. We'll answer each and every question that you have right here every week on Table Ladders
and Talk.
Have a great one. Let me start it up. It is.
Why is Lily the best bank account for freelancers?
You really don't know already?